why I came to your cabin. That's what you couldn't predict. I knew what was going to happen before it did. Not through math, not through calculations. I think I can feel the future.
Sorry. Foundation is a science fiction television series based on Isaac Asimov's book series of the same name. The show follows the story of Harry Seldon, a mathematician who develops a branch of mathematics called psychohistory that can predict the future of large populations. Seldon foresees the imminent fall of the Empire, a vast interstellar domain that has ruled the galaxy for many years. So the series centers upon the foreseen decline and the destruction of the Empire, governed by a cloning dynasty of Brother Dawn, Brother Day, and Brother Dusk. Harry endeavours to safeguard valuable knowledge and mitigate the duration of the anticipated period of darkness following the Empire's downfall. The narrative unfolds across multiple planets, across different timelines, and feature a variety of characters, thereby illustrating the vast expanse of the Galactic Empire. So Harry Seldon and Gail Dornick, as well as other pivotal individuals who play significant roles in the unfolding narrative. The series explores the personal struggles, motivations, and interpersonal relationships that shape these characters' journeys, thereby enriching the overall storytelling. In light of the inherent political dynamics of the Empire, viewers can reasonably expect to witness ruthless political maneuvers, struggles for power, and interpersonal relationships between the various factions within the Imperial structure. So let's get into why The Expanse worked and why The Foundation flopped. Flopped is rather rudimentary and austere, however, in comparison, The Foundation falls short of The Expanse's glory. But let me be objective. The Foundation is well advanced in age and technology, somewhat thousands of years into the future, whereas The Expanse is only a couple of hundred. What is capable is obscenely different. What I appreciated about The Expanse on the technical side was the technological realism of it all. Movies and series these days make FTL travel way too simplified. The Expanse incorporated real challenges and consequences. The Expanse had a depth and moral conundrums that were thought-provoking on an existential scale. The Foundation had some measure of that. The high concept of psychohistory is what kept me watching on originally. It was a bit more evolved, the well-worn archetype of the evil galactic empire that's just been overdone. I felt the pacing was off at times. I wasn't a fan of the time jumps from future past to future present and future shots. I don't even know anymore. It was giving X-Men, to be honest, with all these leaps. But I followed along regardless. If I was to sum up The Foundation in 2 words, spectacle ruse. It relied heavily on its mesmerizing visuals. To some people, that might not be a bad thing, and I'm not particular when it comes to the nuances, but I do prefer multifaceted plots and world building. The Foundation is not a sci-fi show to me, it's a sci-fi fantasy. The workings of the Vault and the Prime Radiant veers towards the supernatural, then science fiction, with even a full resurrection, and its explanation for that only scrapes the surface. There are main characters that are given to you and ripped away just the same, hardly enough time to form emotional attachments. There are side characters who the audience gets to know well enough, but we learn, as a side note, that they're all dead because the main character went into a cryosleep for over 100 years. Nothing wrong with that, but even when the last season concluded, which is season 3, I think, even then, I had no attachment to the main characters. Not even the main 2 we have been seeing since season 1. Don't get me wrong, there are admirable elements in The Foundation. The rich visuals and the intriguing concept. It is interesting to see how a decision of an individual could impact the providence of the entire galaxy. It made me question, should we be entitled to the knowledge of the future? The mere possibility of a preordained fall struck fear in the governing powers, inspiring them to make volatile decisions that would rouse rebellions and stir strife, all but cementing the fate Harry predicted, all because of suppressed fear. The technology and different worlds were undeniably enthralling. How the story was told at times was tiring. I loathe exposition, so this point is purely subjective. Every episode had a narration at some point. I didn't like that, and I didn't think it was necessary for the show. People need to trust that their audience can piece the information together. We didn't need to be spoon-fed. Brother Day, played by Lee Pace, his performance was evocative and he breathed life into this character. I loathed him, pitied him, sympathized with him. He at least managed to invoke a myriad of emotions, whereas I tolerated too many characters on the show. I pressed on watching because it has potential. I hate to sound like that high school teacher, but seriously, a good plot can be made poor with a bad execution, and vice versa. Apple TV did announce that the series will be renewed for another season in 2025-2026. I'm not counting the days, to be honest, but if I do care to remember, I will likely watch it only out of curiosity and to see whether or not they themselves have evolved.